receptors, okay? The way I remember beta receptors, you have them in arteries, you have them in the heart. Beta means boom, right? As in, if you are stimulating beta receptors, you're probably stimulating the sympathetic nervous system. Your heart is going boom. It's beating harder, it's beating faster, okay? It's increasing your inotrophy and your chronotrophy, right? Remember those words, huh? From way back when, in the day? What? Anyway, so beta blockers, you are trying to not have their heart beat hard and fast. That's the whole point of these meds, okay? Because you just had a tissue, a muscle that was injured, okay? You need to kind of mellow it out. You don't want it to go into a sympathetic response after a heart attack, because that takes more oxygen. That's going to stress it even more, okay? So beta blockers are a pretty standard pharmaceutical treatment for somebody who's had a heart attack. What are you doing? Taking selfies there. Okay, ACE inhibitors. That's another very standard. ACE inhibitors, you know, already know how that works, right?
Yeah.
Seen this before? You saw this in 202 with the whole renin-angiotensinogen thing, right? The whole point of this system that we're looking at is to raise your blood pressure if you have low blood pressure. That's exactly opposite of what we want to do after a heart attack. You want to keep your blood pressure low, which means you want to inhibit ACE, that angiotensin converting enzyme. You want to inhibit that. That's an ACE inhibitor, because you don't want high blood pressure, you want low blood pressure. For the same reason. You don't want to stress the heart out if it's already had an infarction. Yeah.
Just a small thing, you probably won't get this on it for this class, but as far as nursing, I just thought it was interesting how after a heart attack, you're supposed to maintain your patient pain-free. This is one of the few conditions where you're gonna take away all the pain from your patient because of the same thing that he's saying, you want to stress your heart out. So, not very many patients have the luxury of being pain-free during a treatment. So that's just one of the kind of like small things for heart attack patients. You don't want them feeling any kind of pain at all, just to prevent that stress on their heart. Let it rest.
So if you have stressful family in there, you ask them to leave.
Well, one thing is stress and the other thing is pain. So
Yeah.
if I'm referring to physical pain, they're gonna have them on like hardcore, like they're gonna be on morphine, or they're gonna give them stuff where they're gonna be pain free. Stress, I mean, that's where the nurse is gonna be paying attention to their monitors and seeing if they're going crazy when somebody comes in with a mask and nicely let's rest.
Ouch. So again, this is your general rule of ACE inhibitors. They end in april, or april, not ACE, but pril, P-R-I-L. So you have captopril, and lanapril, and all these different prils. There's a bunch of them there, actually. Again, we're going to decrease blood pressure, right? We're going to decrease blood pressure by keeping angiotensin 2 from developing and being created in the first place. Okay? Whoa. All right. Your beta blockers right there. They usually end in OLOL, O-L-O-L, like propanolol and atenolol, and if it said anything else I can't read it anyway. Actually, it was already honest. Okay. And of course, there's calcium antagonists. That's a new one we haven't talked about yet. They're antagonizing calcium, as in keeping calcium down, because calcium is also involved very closely with coming out of that terminal cisternae, the muscle fibers, right? And then you can't really have that whole muscle contraction without calcium, so it keeps the calcium down, keeps therefore the muscles to contract very hard. Okay, it keeps that low, so that they can't contract really hard also. You probably aren't going to use all three at the same time, although I guess that's possible. But they're all pretty common drugs that'll be prescribed after the fact. Okay? Question on any of those? These other things are just cabbage. You might hear about that word somewhere. Cabbage. It's not what to eat in this case. Coronary artery bypass graft, as in somebody's had a bypass surgery on a cabbage. Okay. This is apparently what Ernie had before he died anyway. Poor Ernie. This type guy. All right.
When they do a bypass, do they like lift the artery or like
They use,
Okay.
yeah, they use a
they get a graft on there.
clamp.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the,
Oh, that's not on this slide. See that little clamp?
yeah, so my question is, does it allow us a little bit through, or does that
No.
vein just die?
They'll pull it from where it's not going to obviously cause some tissue death. But yeah, they flip it off.
So does any
So
blood go
close.
there?
No. They don't take it from somewhere where you absolutely have to have it. Arteries are funny, they will regrow if they need to, but there are some places like the heart and the brain, you can't wait. They don't have a lot of, they call them anastomoses, or different pathways. So if you got a little tiny artery next to a big artery, and you take that big artery out of there, the little tiny arteries will just get all the blood instead. You know, there are places in the body you can get away with it.
Collateral.
Yeah, collateral blood flow.
Collateral blood flow. So, yeah, that means that it's just the other arteries or veins are gonna go ahead and take up more work, bring that blood to where it needs to be.
Okay, yeah, most places in the body are not only supplied by one artery. They're usually collaterals that they're not usually utilized unless they have to be, but they're there if they have to be. Okay? You can look through these, you have these, right? Yeah, you can look through these, I mean, they're pulling arteries from all over the place. All sorts of different places are getting from, really just depends. You know, that's not an artery. That's actually the plaque, they pull that out of an artery. Right, it's just hardened, kept the shape and everything, they pull that out. Yeah. What? Well, obviously wasn't getting much blood flow through that, but. It's not like you can see it.
That's my favorite. So you had to notice some difference up until that point, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, because you do a lot of that.
They just.
Well, no, you got like 15 minutes almost. Therefore, I already loaded a case study thing on the form, so you know what to do. Get to work.